Hi folks, this is Tom. Today we're going to check out a really cool piece of equipment. This is an AN URM-182 test set, radio frequency power. What it actually is a Bird model 4110 watt meter. This is pretty cool. It goes 30 to 76 megahertz. So this is basically designed for a bunch of this military stuff like a PRC-25 or a 77, similar stuff that goes 30 to 76. However, it'll cover the 6-meter ham band just fine. So let's go ahead and use this as a really cool, cheap watt meter for that. We'll take a look at the front here. You can see here, there's 2 meters, 2 scales here. There's a 0 to 10 and a 0 to 100. There's also a knob, and you've got a forward 100 watts and 10 watt setting and a reflected 10 watts and 100 watt setting. We'll check the side here as well. You can see that this thing was overhauled in March of 1986. That was like practically yesterday, so it was only 39 years ago. And the bottom has a knurled knob and a slot here, so you can attach this to something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop for a second, and we're going to put this on an Allen wrench just to hold it up. Okay, folks, we're back. If you look, we've got the 100 watt setting here, and you can stick it to 10 watts right there. And you see it's spring loaded. It springs back to 100 automatically. The reflected side is a little bit slow. You can see it sticks a little bit. If you play around with it a little bit, then it'll snap back. So that needs a little bit of work, but hey, no worries. It's all good. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Motorola Radius. This was originally a 42 to 50 megahertz high split low band mobile. I followed the directions to convert this thing to 6 meters. I've got it programmed actually for 52525 right now. We're going to go through the known good Bird Model 43 watt meter with a 100 watt 6 meter slug. But then we're going to go through this guy, and we're going to do 2 things. We're going to go up here to a very large dummy load, a 600 watt dummy load, so no worries with that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2 loads here with a connector on it, an adapter. And what this is 2 50 ohm loads on a T connector here, and 50 and 50 in parallel is 25. And guess what? That should be a 2-to-1 load. So we should see approximately a 10% reflected power level coming back through this. So we're going to use that to test this with here. But let's make sure the thing works properly here to begin with, and then we'll play with it further. Okay, here we go. Key up. Yeah, we're pulling quite a bit of current there. Yeah, it looks like about 11 amps or so. We've got 70 watts coming out on the Bird 43, and let's take a look at this guy here. Oh, look at that. That looks to be a little over 70 watts there, so we're within 10% anyways. And let's see if we kick it into reflected. Of course, there's no reflected power here because we're going into a 50 ohm load. Or a 53.5 ohm load, but close enough. There we go. Whoop, put that on the 10 watt scale, pegged it, and it has survived. This is because it's military quality, and it's Bird. Okay, folks, we're back. What we now have is, instead of the 53.5 ohm load, we have our 25 ohm load here. And let's key up and see what we see. We look at the Bird 43. And surprise, we have about 60 watts forward there now. And let's go check the 4110 here. And look at that, surprise. We're probably about 65 watts or so. That's not bad. They're within about 10%. But let's go kick it back. We see reverse power there. And look at that. We're about 6.5 watts reflected. So bottom line is, this is showing almost right at 10% reflected. So you know what? It agrees with the Bird here, the 43. We've got, again, 60, 65 forward, and we're reading about 66.5 reflected, 10% right there. Let's call it good. Thanks for watching, folks.